Hey Amber, did you feel guilty on our wedding night?
Well, it's too early in the video to tell our secrets.
Okay.
They'll just have to keep watching to find out.
Hey everybody, I'm Devin and this is my beautiful bride Amber.
We're a married, interabled couple here to reveal or remind you that you're complete in Jesus Christ alone.
Yep. We've heard a lot of stories of Christian couples feeling guilty on their wedding night.
We think there could be two different reasons for this. Potentially there's more, but these are the two we thought of. The first reason is it seems like the church, as in the larger church, the body of Christ, we're not doing a great job of actually teaching what the true purpose of sexual intimacy is, why God created it. So we're not saying every single church does a bad job at explaining this, but I think the majority, sadly, does.
Yes.
They just kind of say, well, wait until marriage and kind of that's it.
Yep.
It's almost like it's bad and then suddenly good, and we're not really going to explain any more about it. Just trust us on that, and that's it.
That's what they say.
Yes.
That's not what we say.
Right.
We're going to tell you the true reason
yes.
for sex and why it's in marriage. It goes all the way back to the Genesis chapter 1.
Yes, it does. So, the true reason, we see it in Ephesians chapter 5.
I'm going to find it.
And the Apostle Paul is quoting Genesis here.
Ephesians chapter 5 verses 31 and 32 says this. Therefore, a man shall leave his father and mother and hold fast to his wife, and the two shall become one flesh. This mystery is profound, and I'm saying that it refers to Christ and his church. And the church. I don't know, I said his church.
That's okay.
It is his church.
Yeah, it is. So, if you missed that, the husband in the marriage represents
Christ, and we're called to love our wives as Christ loved the church, and that's sacrificially laying our lives down for her.
And then the wife represents the church. So marriage and sexual intimacy is like this beautiful picture of the gospel, really, of Christ and his bride, the church. That's why we should hold such a high regard for it, because it represents that. When we distort it, we're distorting
the gospel.
Yeah, and how disgraceful is that, really? And how much of kind of like telling God, I don't care about you if I don't even care about the representation of you and your bride, the church. The second reason we think that people feel guilty on their wedding night is because they're listening to the world saying how horrible it's going to be if you don't try before you buy.
Yeah, you need a test drive before you actually buy.
Yeah, so they, even if it's subconsciously, might have in their head, well, I didn't try before I buy, and I don't have all these whatever past experiences, so therefore I'm going to feel guilty now because I don't even know. It's hard to explain it, but I really think that is a reality.
Yes.
Is that people are listening to the world saying you should feel this way.
Yes.
If you don't do it our way. And if you do it God's way, it's going to bring out all these negative emotions. So it's just going to be terrible. On your wedding night, you're going to feel all this shame, blah, blah, blah. Even if maybe you were actually taught the biblical reason, that we just explained, but you're still listening to the world telling you, oh, you're gonna feel so guilty, or you're not gonna know what you're doing, or how do you even know if you're attracted to your spouse or whatever.
Yes.
Those could be whole videos in and of themselves.
Oh yeah, we can easily make those.
We're not done with this topic.
No, we're just getting started. You probably have figured out that neither one of us felt guilty on our wedding night.
If you've watched this far, yeah. Because both of us did have an understanding. Well, our understanding grew as we were married.
Yes.
But we at least had enough of
the basics.
Yes. Of what it did represent as a sneak peek into different future topics we want to discuss as our understanding of it grew in our marriage. That area got much better in our lives. But again, that's a whole other video.
Yes.
And we didn't allow the world's kind of lies about this, telling us we should feel guilty. It really didn't even cross our minds. Like, we didn't have to intentionally think, we gotta not feel guilty about this, because the world is telling us we should, so we gotta intentionally pray that we don't, or whatever.
No.
Which is fine if you need to do that.
Yeah.
But it just didn't even cross our minds.
It felt so natural.
Yeah. Again, we knew what it meant, so, like, there's no point in feeling guilty.
There was no shame or guilt.
Yes. Like, in Genesis, before sin, there was no shame. And in marriage, since we represent the perfect relationship
Yes.
of
Christ in the church, there is no shame in a marriage.
Yes. Because marriage represents that relationship.
Yes.
So, no shame.
No shame here.
I know this isn't a perfect example / comparison, but I'm going to just say it anyway. Say there's a certain job and a requirement is you have to have a high school or GED education. And before you have it, you just have an understanding, I can't apply for that yet. I can't sign up for that yet. So until you get that, it's not that the job is bad. It's just that it's not available.
Yeah.
And until you're married to a person, you are not qualified to represent the gospel with them. So it's not that being intimate with that person is a bad thing in the right context. It's just that there are certain qualifications because it is such a profound thing. It's more than even just it's special. It means something. And when you take it outside of that context, it distorts the very gospel itself. So that's why it's such a huge deal.
Yes.
So we know this video would not be popular with the world, and that's not what we're intending for. We're hoping maybe this helps some Christians who do struggle with a very real feeling of feeling guilty. We're just here to say you don't need to feel guilty.
Yes.
That's not necessary. So we hope you found this video edifying.
Like, comment, share, and if you feel led to support our ministry, the link is in the description below.
Yes, thanks for watching.
The video you just saw was made by Fallible Christians.
Although we diligently seek to represent the God of the Bible accurately, please understand that we are still being sanctified.
For absolute truth, please refer to the Bible.